I know some of you are wondering, how do I figure out, how to learn what the best product is or what people will think or what people need? So we're going to be going through that. And it looks like we have people doing a whole bunch of different kinds of businesses. And Madeline, you're loving it so far. So I'm really glad to hear that. And please, keep your comments coming and your questions. My name is Isa, and I am the webinar producer at ConvertKit, but who I really want to introduce you to is Ugly Sweater Isa. This is me 8 years ago, before I had ever made a product. This was me at my office job at our Ugly Sweater Christmas party, which I made this sweater myself. That's why it's so ugly. And I had never made a product. I didn't have a website. I didn't have an email list. I didn't know anything about this stuff, but I knew that I wanted to have my own business one day. And I was also a writer. I had an idea for a book based on things I had been seeing in my own life and in my job. I'm working at a community college, actually. That's what I wanted to write a book about. And I started just like you. I started by finding free trainings to teach me about the stuff that would help me get my work and my ideas out there. You all have an idea, you have experience in something, and feel free to share what that is in the chat. You don't need me to teach you that part, but when it comes to knowing how to put that in a product that people would want and people would buy, that's a whole other skill set. And no one really knows that right off the bat. It's taking the time to learn it, and you all have done that. And so I want to applaud you. I hope you know just being a part of this class, and especially being the kind of person who shows up on a live workshop on a Friday, makes you and puts you ahead of so many other people. This is how it all starts, making the time for that learning. That's what I did. I was on teleseminars on my lunch break. That's what there was 8 years ago. And I ended up writing my first book. Now that was traditionally published, but I learned so much from about how to take your idea and put it in something that will actually help other people and that they'll buy. And people are still buying that book many years later. It enabled me to quit my job, have my own business, and then I developed even more products, some just to grow my email list, which worked out really, really well in helping me to continue to grow that audience. And it really did change my life. So a product can be something that can not only move your business forward, but sometimes shift the whole trajectory of your life and take your ugly sweater self into a whole other journey. And that's what it did for me. And now I love spending my days helping other people like you who have really great ideas and things to bring to the world and just need a little bit of help on all the other outside marketing and tech stuff to make sure your amazing stuff gets out there. Like Rhonda is excited about teaching hairstylists the basics of serving African-American hair. I just that is the kind of stuff that makes me so excited every day, and very excited for this workshop because I want to help ideas like that get out there and help you figure out the right product that will help you do that. And so this is all about you. And this next phase of this workshop, we're going to really dig deep into who you are, your story, because that's such a huge part of actually creating a really successful product, maybe more than you think. And I'm going to help you walk through exactly what I mean by that and figure that out for yourself. So I want to take a moment to congratulate you because you have finished the first week of this product creation masterclass and you're here. And this is my dog, Stanley, by the way. And he wants to congratulate you as well for being a part of this and finishing your first week. As I mentioned, I work in ConvertKit. You've probably seen that because you've been in the masterclass this week, and we exist to help creators earn a living. This is a plaque our CEO, Nathan Barry, made for us and gave to us in our retreat in McCall, Idaho. And he's, not only a software guy, but a woodworker, which I think is pretty cool. And that is why we do things like this. This is why we do the product creation masterclass and why we're doing this live workshop here today is, our software, of course, is designed to help you use email to earn a living. But the core of everything we do is to help creators like yourself, people with these really amazing ideas, earn a living with what you're doing and what you do best. And that is the core of all of the teaching we're going to do today. So we're going to go through how and why your story matters to your product creation, how to get initial feedback to land on a product concept that fills a real need, and then how you can build your first interest or waiting list and step by step. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that. And Kate is wearing her ConvertKit t-shirt as she watches this, by the way. So I have to give a special shout out to Kate. I should have been wearing mine. It's dirty because I wear it all the time. And for those of you who are here, as a reminder as well, there will be some free stuff that I will share with you at the end. So definitely stick around for the whole hour if you can, because we'll be sharing some free stuff as well. First thing we're going to do when we talk product, it's not what format or how you need to, create it. It starts much further than that, and it starts with your story. And this is more important than you might think. And to share that with you, I recently talked to Laura, who is the creator of Tiramisu. And we did this product creation masterclass about last year. And Laura was someone just like you, started just like you in week 1. She had never created a product. Not that necessarily some of you haven't, but I know a lot of you, it's your first time. For Laura, it was. And this is what she created after going through the product creation masterclass. It is a self-guided food tour of Rome. So talk about niche, by the way. Your product does not need to be for everybody, and focus is a really great thing to be thinking about as you think about your product. Laura's product was for people in Rome who wanted to do their own self-guided tour, didn't want a group tour, and someone who's a foodie. So for those of you who are wondering, how do I get people to beta test? You're already thinking that far ahead. I've seen the Facebook group, or some of you thinking, how do I get feedback if I don't know people in my niche? Don't worry, I'm going to help you with that. Laura gave me some great ideas too, because it's not like Laura had a ton of people in her life who she knew were foodies going to Rome. So don't worry, there's nothing too specific here. We can help you, and we will help you walk through all of that. So I actually got on the phone with Laura yesterday and talked through some of the things that made her product so successful and made her really get the most out of this product creation masterclass and come out of it with a really great product idea that she was able to implement. And I want to remind you too, and Laura wanted me to remind you this too, do not feel like in 30 days you have to have a website like this ready to go and your product ready to go. This goal of this 30 days is for you to learn, take these small action steps each week that I'm going to be sharing with you. And don't worry if it takes a couple months to actually get the full product done. Do not worry about that. That's what happened with Laura, and it was incredibly successful. So the first thing I learned about Laura, and the first thing she told me, is that 10 years ago, she got really obsessed with the food channel. This is how all of this started. Her product and its success was rooted in something that she was kind of obsessed with. And that's what I want to hear from you now. And this is a good chance for you to take notes. You can take them, yourself. You can also take them in the chat. We would love to see what you're thinking. And this is a really great mental process to go through as you're thinking about the best product. So I would love to hear from you all in the chat. What are you obsessed with? And really think about this. And if right now your first thing that comes to your mind isn't what you were thinking for your product, that's okay. Just go there with me today, and maybe you'll see some things that align that maybe you weren't thinking of before. So let us know, what are you obsessed with? Erin is obsessed with nutrition, Gloria time management, Leela writing. I can definitely relate to that. Fitness and weight loss, herbs for healing. That's very specific. I love it. So it was sewing. My mom can relate to that. I love it. Please keep this going. I'm obsessed with creative word, Jamila. So think about, what are you obsessed with? And as you think about that too, I encourage you to think about, just like Laura did, when did this start? So she remembered 10 years ago when she got really obsessed with the food channel. So I also want you to pinpoint, if you can, when did this obsession start for you? You might find, as a little pro tip, spoiler alert, you might find there's a story there that might make a really good email later down the line, or a really good part of your product page, which we could talk about much later. But just start by thinking about that. Take these notes. You can always go back to them later. When did you first get obsessed with this thing? So what happened next when Laura started getting obsessed with food is she decided to go to Paris for a month and take cooking classes. So when she says obsessed, she meant obsessed. I mean, I love the Great British Baking Show. I'm pretty obsessed with it, but I'm not exactly planning a trip to England to go learn baking, though I would like to plan a trip to England. But this was truly an obsession for her. She decided to actually go to Paris and start taking cooking classes. She got really into Julia Child, and she just followed her obsession. and was just enamored with this thing. She wasn't planning on starting a business or making a product at this point. This was just a natural obsession and progression in her life. And I think if you can find a product that stems from that, it's a very, very good strategy, because you're just going to have so much fire in you that's going to allow you to do things that someone without that just couldn't do. So I would love to hear in the chat as well, what experience or results have you had in your area of obsession? So what did you do with your obsession, and what experiences had that led to? What results has that led to? So Laura really did a pretty crazy thing with her obsession. She flew across the world and went to Paris and had all these experiences learning about food. She even ended up getting some kind of international certification, which she said isn't too hard to get, but she just kept following this obsession and going on these tours, and started to have not only this experience, but also having these great tours and learning a lot. And you'll see where this is going in just a second. I don't want to give away the next part yet, but right now I just want you to think about, what experiences have you had in that obsession, and what results have you had, right? Like, what things have you accomplished in that area? Rocky went to China. I just saw that. I know there's more, but that's pretty cool. You all are amazing. What happened next with Laura is she said all she wanted to do was food tours. So she kept getting all this experience, having this great time, and she kept wanting to do these food tours, but she ran into a problem in her obsession experience. There weren't any tours for just one person. There were sometimes these group tours, but it didn't really work if you were a solo traveler or someone who's just not into the group tour thing and you kind of want to do your own thing, but you want that education along with it. She just couldn't find these things that would really support that solo traveler. And I think this is a really important moment in Laura's story. And I want you to think about, what are the key frustrations that you've experienced in your area? So please tell us in the chat, as you've had your experiences, as you've had your results, what is a problem that you found, or a key frustration that hit you that maybe you figured out or you solved or you got around? And we'll get to that too. But think about, what are the key frustrations that really hit you hard as you were having your experience in your area of expertise, in your obsession. So let us know, what are those key frustrations that you hit? What happened next to Laura is she thought, hey, well, what if there are other people like me? What if there are other solo travelers who really want a tour? You know, maybe this is something I could create. So as you're thinking about these frustrations that you came across, I promise you that there are probably other people like you. And those are the people you want to create your product for. And the way to think about what that could be and how you could relate to those other people like you is think about, in your experience, what did you do to fill in the gaps and get there faster? So what Laura found herself doing is making up her own tours and calling restaurants and doing research and putting this whole tour together for herself and filling this gap. And she realized that that's something that she could do for other people. So I encourage you to think about, and feel free to share with us, like, what did you do when you hit that frustration? How did you get there faster? What did you learn, maybe the hard way, that you can now help other people do a little bit easier? So really, think about that and feel free to share that with us in the chat. I am like loving all of the stuff that you all are sharing. This is a great place to start for your product. Don't feel like you have to have all the answers, but this process will really help you get the right foundation, because nothing is more discouraging than doing all the other work before you've really figured out what it is that you really want to create that will be effective and that will resonate with people, and that really comes from a place of your own expertise. And now we're going to talk about how to get initial feedback to land on a product concept that fills a real need. So I've seen a lot of these questions in the Facebook group. A lot of you are wondering, okay, how do we get feedback from people? What if we don't know anybody who has anything to do with our topic and what we're thinking about? So I'm going to help you do that right now. And what I want you to do first is think about 10 people that you know in real life who might have an interest in your topic. And if you don't know 10 people. If your thing is really niche, like Laura's was, needing to know people who were going to Rome, I'll have a thing for you next. So hang tight. But otherwise, start to think about people you know in real life who might have an interest maybe in travel. If, for example, they don't have to necessarily be someone who you think they would definitely buy my product. These just need to be people who have some interest in the thing that you have interest in. And then what you're going to do is send them this question. And these are people you know in real life, because you want to ensure you get 10 answers, or at least very, very close. And people, of course, who you know are going to be much more likely to respond to you. And I recommend when you're messaging this to them, you don't want to just drop this question, hey, what's your biggest frustration with this topic right now? Maybe you can, maybe that's their style or your style, but it's good to provide a little bit more, just so they know you're really reaching out to them and not just copying and pasting a question to a ton of different people. If you want it to be personal, and ask them, what is their biggest frustration? So you've got yours, you've got your notes, which are very important. Then ask these 10 people one-to-one and start making a list of what they tell you. And they will tell you, copy and paste them. As soon as you get them, put them in a list. You will start to get these frustrations, these problems people are having in your area of expertise, in your obsession. And what you're going to start to get is potential product ideas, not only single products that maybe you might be thinking of as you hear their frustrations, but maybe all their frustrations become content that you put in your one product if you already have that ready to go. Now, I told you this was an implementation workshop, so I want to give you all a chance to actually do this right now. So I give you full permission to minimize me for a second, or open up a new tab in your browser and go ahead and ask someone right now, what is their biggest frustration with your topic? Or you can drop it in a group that maybe you're a part of that is relative to what it is that you're going to be doing a product on. So I want you to text someone you know right now. You can even tell them, hey, I'm on a webinar. This lady Issa's making me do this. But ask them, what's your biggest frustration with your topic right now? And super bonus points, we will celebrate you if you get a response before the end of this webinar. You have to tell us in the chat so we can give you a very big high five. So text someone right now, DM someone in Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, email someone right now, just one person. It could be the first person that comes to your mind. Just ask them, what is their biggest frustration in your topic? Do it right now and tell us if someone gets back to you before this workshop's over and what they say. As I mentioned, you may be wondering, like, what if I have no friends? Just kidding. I know that's not what I mean. But what if your topic is super niche and you're like, I cannot think of a single person who would even have anything to do with what I'm obsessed with. I'm kind of in my own little world right now with this obsession. I don't know anyone else. So maybe your topic is super niche, right? Like Laura's. So what I would encourage you to do is, I got a couple ideas. So number one, as I mentioned, you can post that what are you frustrated question in a related group or forum. We also have that PCM Facebook group that Vanessa or Ben can drop in the chat as well if you haven't been there already. Maybe you ask just if anyone in this course is interested in what you're doing, and you can ask them, or if they know anybody. But especially, my hope is that you are involved in related groups and forums and things already in your obsession and related to your topic. And if not, I highly encourage you to start to do that. And then as you get more comfortable in those groups, this is a great place where you can just ask people, hey, I'm thinking of creating this thing. What is your biggest frustration with that right now? And those responses will give you a ton of great feedback. Another idea that you can do is you can go online and read the kind of feedback that's already out there. Read reviews, forums, other social media people who are doing your topic in the comments and the questions that they're getting, or blog comments in your niche, or even comments on similar products. If something like you're trying to create exists somewhere and there's a place where people were reviewing it, or you can search it and see maybe people have blogged about it, you're going to get so much insight. And I recommend you do this in addition to the 10-person role. If you want to be a super overachiever, this can give you so many ideas of where people are at right now with your topic. And these are the kinds of things you want to ask yourself as you're looking online, reading reviews, looking to see what people need in this topic right now. So first you want to know, like, what are people raving about? What do they just love in this area right now? Or what is it that's really, really helping them? You also want to pay attention, what are people complaining about? Maybe there's a clue there of something that you can help with that isn't really out there right now. What are people still struggling with? Even though they're part of a group or have gotten this product or done this thing, where do you see the holes? Where are they still struggling? And ask yourself, what gap exists that you could fill? What is it that they're still asking about, still struggling with? That could be a place that your product could enter in and help those people. So you can also do this kind of listening and research, even if you don't know anyone or the idea of reaching out to someone just sounds terrible to you right now. There are some ways to begin to do that research. And if what you're doing is so niche that just you can't find anything else, then you will want to ask some people and look in those forums, look in those places, and you will find them, definitely. Cynthia got a response, and so did Leela. Tell us, what did they say was their frustration? What is your topic? Oh, that's so exciting. And Mort Jack, I don't know, is that your name, Mort Jack? Tell me if not, messaged 4 people already. So super celebration to that. Walter, Cynthia, Leela. Hi. Oh, I've never done that before. Webinar high fives to all of you. And Nate got a response. I gotta read this. He said, hey man, what's your biggest frustration when trying to make money with your camera and video making? Response received, said, most of the time I'm doing it all and can't afford a partner or assistant. Boom. Leela and Cynthia just gave me a webinar high fives back too. You guys are awesome. Next, we're going to talk about how to build your first interest and waiting list step by step. So some of these results you're getting, by the way, people who are messaging you back right now, you can email them back or respond to them and say that, hey, you're thinking of building a product in this area. Ask them if they want to join your email list so that they can be on the waiting list, and I'll show you how you can actually put them in your email list as well. So we're going to talk about that now, and I am going to show you exactly how you could do that. So if you're getting responses right now, go ahead and ask those people if they want to join your mailing list so that they can be on the waiting list, and I will show you exactly how you could do that. So this is the dashboard of ConvertKit that I work for, that you've been doing the product creation masterclass on. And so we are an email marketing service provider, and this is my demo account. And I want to show you how you could do a couple of the things that we're talking about. So the first thing I want to show you, I'm going to go over to subscribers and show you how you could begin to add people to your email list who you are just talking to and doing some of that initial research with, and just saying, hey, do you want to join my email list to be on my launch team perhaps? So you can continue to ask them for feedback, or if they just want to know when it comes out, you do want to ask them very specifically. So what I'm about to show you, you never want to just add random people to your email list. These need to be people who have directly opted in and said, yes, I want to join your email list, and have given you their email. So this is something you can do manually as you're getting these first few people, and those first few people are some of your most important people on your email list. So don't be discouraged if you're like, oh, I have an email list with 4 people. That is a really, really big deal. I just watched Julie and Julia again last week when I was sick with the flu, and her only person that was reading her blog and interested in her stuff was her mom. And she ended up having a movie made about her. So do not fret, those first people, even if the first person you add is your mom, that is a good thing. So here you would just add their name, obviously. So I'm just gonna add my name, and then you would add their email, right? And then what you would do is you would add them to some kind of tag. So you could create a tag, and this could be, for example, maybe it's your product launch team, and you would hit save. And you can start to add people that way, very slowly but surely. And how I created that tag, by the way, these are tags. I have all these random ones because this is my demo account, but all you do is click create tag, and then product launch team, or it could be product interest team, or it could be product waiting list, right? You can make different tags too. Maybe you have some people who are saying, yes, I'll be a part of your launch team, and then some people who are just saying, hey, let me know when it's out. So you can make different groups. And then also, if you already have an email list, and I'm curious too in the chat, if you can share with us, how many people do you have on an email list? Are you in the ugly sweater Issa phase with 0? That's a fantastic place to start. Or if you're in the mom phase, that's wonderful with one, or maybe you have many, many more. So let us know where you're at. And it looks like we have some beautiful zeros, as well as some amazing, like 5,000. I saw a 9,000, 8,000 list. So wow, that's pretty amazing. You'll have to tell us some of the things you've done to build those lists and help people out. That's why that group and this chat is so important, because we've got people from all different experience levels. So you all can really have a lot to add to each other. Not even those of you more advanced helping those who are starting out, but also you who are starting out, you have opinions and feedback that can be so valuable as people are trying to get other people's opinions on their products. This is why this is so special and why the live element of this is so very special. So for those of you who have subscribers already, what you can do if you wanted to put them in ConvertKit is you just export them into a CSV file with their first name in one column and their email in another, and then you can just import them here and download that file, and then they will all be in your email list. So it's as simple as that, and you can also tag them based on where they're coming from or maybe groups that you'd want to put them in. And then the next thing I want to show you is how you could also send an email to your email list, because it looks like a lot of you actually have some people on your email list, some of you quite a few, and of course some of you are already doing the work to get those first few subscribers by asking for feedback. So whether you're going to send this email to 2 people or 2,000, this will definitely help you do that. So what I did here is click broadcast. So this is how we're going to send an email to your email list, and I'm going to click new broadcast, and this is an email I'm going to show you that you can send to begin to build that waiting list. But it can also be a way to survey your email list and survey your audience, another way to get some of that really vital early feedback. So right here, it's gonna send this to all subscribers. If you already have a big email list and you wouldn't necessarily wanna ask everyone about your product for some reason, because maybe they're super niche, you can just choose one particular group to send this email to or exclude one particular group. But right now, I'm just gonna send this to everybody. And this is actually what I did with my own email list when I started to evolve away from college work and was thinking, okay, I wanted to start to develop some other topics and I want to see what are my people interested in. And this was the first thing I did actually when I switched over to ConvertKit, is I sent out an email just like this, and it was amazing what happened next. So a subject line example, and of course you can do whatever you like. It should sound like you and sound like a person. That's my best subject line advice. Actually, Tyler, who I'm sure you've seen emails from ConvertKit, his advice was always, you know, when it comes to subject lines, look at the emails of your friends and family and coworkers that you open. What are their subject lines? Like, those are really good ones to model. Actually, just be like a normal person. So one example, you can take mine if you're not sure what to put. Quick question, would love your opinion. And then you would just do something like, well, actually we have a personalized button here that I love, which is you can choose subscriber's name with fallback, which means it will say hello to their first name. And you can change that, like, I'm a hi person. I don't know about you. Maybe you're hi, maybe you're hello, maybe you're yo, whatever works for you. You can tell us in the chat too. And then this is the one that what it will say if there is no name. So actually sometimes I change that to hey there. And this way it'll be personal to everyone who goes out. Karen's a hi person too. Hi, Karen. So then the next thing you could do is something like this. So here is where maybe you tell your story really briefly, maybe just a sentence or two. So go back to those notes that we made, you know, take them back to 10 years ago. I got obsessed with Food Channel, and then I went to Paris, and then I started taking these tours, but I had a problem. There weren't any for someone who was alone, right? You can feel like that pulling you into something. And if you can imagine, if you're on the other end of an email like that, and you're also a food person, and you're also interested in travel, you're gonna be hooked. And that's who you wanna really be speaking to, the people who are gonna be interested in what you're doing. So tell your story just in like 3 sentences, like I did there. You don't want this to be too long. You do want to have a good long email about your story, but not yet. This is just opening up to get their feedback. So tell your story briefly, okay? And then why you relate to that problem that you're going to solve with your product. And depending on the phase you're in right now, here is what you can do with this email next. So number 1, you can literally ask them, what is your biggest frustration, right, with your topic right now? So of course you put your topic in there, and you can lead into this by even saying, I'm taking this master class and I'm going to be developing this product. You know, tell them where you're at right now. People like to be a part of journeys like this. And when you start to speak out loud what it is you're obsessed with, what you're focused on, people just link that in their brains. They tie you to that thing and they will remember, and they can refer people to you even if this isn't their thing. I will forever remember that Laura does this food tour in Rome, and you can bet anytime I hear people talk about it, I'm going to remember her, and tour must you. So the more you talk about this, even if it's people who aren't necessarily your target audience, the more you're still building this promotional momentum in a really, really authentic way. So this is a way you can ask your whole email list, what's your biggest frustration with that topic right now? And then ask them to reply, and they'll get replies. So if you still need more feedback at that level, that's something you can do. Or you can use this email to do something like this. So you can tell them, like, I'm developing a few product ideas, right? To help with blank, whatever it is that your topic is, what you're working on. You can ask them which sounds best to you. So here you could have product idea 1. Maybe you're testing out types of products, or maybe a type of format, or maybe titles, wherever you are in your phase. It's going to be different for every single one, right? Or it could be product idea 2 or format 2, right? Whatever it is you'd still like to test, this is something you could begin to do. And what you're also kind of doing is gathering this interest list. So what happens next? How does this turn into a survey? I just wrote some words like in a regular email. Are they going to all reply to you which one, and you're going to have to categorize all of that? Definitely not. So what you would do next is you're going to highlight each option that you chose, and you're going to make it a link trigger, which is going to turn this normal email into a survey. Also, I just have to make a shout out to Johnny, who asked the frustration question in a Facebook group that he's in that has over 60,000 members, and it has gone viral, and he can't keep up with the replies. Oh, Johnny, you just made my day. That's so cool. So what you would do here is insert this link, and anyone who clicks on product idea 1, that's the one that they like the most, you're going to tag them. So remember when I tagged people when I was importing subscribers? We're doing that right here. And so we're going to create a new tag, product 1. I created this already when I was testing this out, but you could also type in and create something totally different. And then for the URL here, so when they click on this, not only is it going to put them in a group of product 1, it's going to link them somewhere. So what you can do is we have a link that we've created for you that you can enter into all of your link triggers. It's app.convertkit.com/preferences-confirmed. So feel free to screenshot that now if you like, but also we have an amazing live chat right down here in the bottom right. So if you forget and you're like, well, is that link again for that survey thingy? We'll help you out. So feel free to let us know. Or you can do something really personal to you, which is great as you get further along. So for example, I have my website /thank you, and that is the link I use for every link trigger. And it just goes to that page and says, thank you for clicking. Now I know more about you, more related content coming soon. So those are some great examples. So now I'm going to click insert, and you can see here, now this is linked. So everyone who clicks on product 1, they're going to go into that subscriber group like I showed you earlier, and you're going to start to see how many people are interested in product 1 versus how many people are interested in product 2. And I'll show you that one more time. You just highlight the statement, you click link, you insert link, you paste that URL, tag subscribers, and now the only difference is they're going to get the product 2 tag. And so you're going to start to build these groups and test out and survey whatever it is you want to survey. And you can do this multiple times. This might be even a chance for you to say, join the launch team. So maybe you don't even know what questions to ask them yet, or maybe you just want to ask the frustration question and give them a chance to join the launch team. That would be a great idea too. So join the launch team, tell them what that might be, what you might ask them for, but also what you might give them. So you can kind of think of it, when people do those Kickstarters and they offer all of these kind of free bonuses, but they're things that they can give people without spending too much money. Think of other benefits you can give people with just your content. They're going to be the first to get it. Really hype this up, and you could create a launch team that you could continue to send these kinds of questions to. And again, you would do the same thing. You would just tag them as your launch team. And now you know as well that when you're emailing the people who have clicked launch team or clicked product 1 or clicked product 2, you know that they are truly interested in this. You don't have to worry about bothering them, right? And you can do this, yes, in broadcast tab, Rocky. You can also do this as a sequence. You can do this in our visual automations. This is what exists in every email that you ever open in ConvertKit. You can use these link triggers and these groups, and they're my most favorite thing ever. And most people tell us that. So you can play around with this and find different ways to start to really get to know what your people want, and feel free to test out a couple different product ideas. You can always, with those groups, so say it's people picked product 2 and you're like, wow, most people picked product 1, you can still email those product 2 people once you've got things together and say, hey, so I ended up creating this. If you're interested in this, click here. So you can still reroute them to your product without making them feel like they got totally ignored. But that's why you can just let them know you're developing some ideas. So you're not, you don't even have to promise for sure right off the bat what's going to happen. And then you can just say something like, thanks, more soon. Sign off, and again, write this email like you're writing to one person. Don't feel like you're writing to this weird group of people. Nathan once said to me, I'll never forget it, he was like, some people, they'll start to write an email and they start to write weird. So we don't want you to write weird. We want you to write like you talk. Write like you're writing in the chat. It's super entertaining, I can promise you. That's how you can write your emails. And then all I did was click next. And what I could do is send this broadcast right now, or you could schedule it if you wanted it to go out in a time in the future, or you wanted to write a couple of these and to schedule them out. We also have some really great sequences and automations that you can do that with as well. Or you can just save it and come back to it later. So maybe you're just going to write your first draft and do some more research and then come back and finish it. You can always save it as a draft. So I hope that was helpful and that is something that you all feel like you can do. I am so blown away by all of the people that you've already asked this question. I can't believe Johnny's went viral. That is so absolutely cool. And so I want to give you a chance now to continue this implementation and actually maybe send one of those emails today, since some of you are already jumping in on the Facebook group. We want to give you a chance to do that now. If you are ready, you go-getter you. We have this link, convertkit.com/PCM2018, and I'm sure many of you have seen through the course that we are sharing with you a free month of ConvertKit. This is not something we share on our website outside of this product creation masterclass. It's only something that's part of our very special trainings and workshops. And so if you haven't already, I want to encourage you to take advantage of this free month so you can use ConvertKit to do some of this product research that we're talking about. And as a thank you for coming on this live workshop, for doing this masterclass, for setting up your free month, we also want to give you some other free stuff to help you along your product creation journey that will hopefully help you over the next 6 months as you continue to develop and learn the things you need to do to grow your business. And so the first one is Authority. This is the ebook that Nathan Barry wrote to help you become an expert in your obsession and more about gaining a following, and also self-publishing. So if your product especially has anything to do with publishing, with putting out your content in some kind of digital product, this will be a great book. It comes in audio form too, so if you like to listen to stuff while you're doing other things, this will get automatically emailed to you when you set up your free month. That's how all these bonuses will work. You will get an email by the end of the day today with all of these bonuses. So the next one, this workshop, by the way, has the most bonuses of any workshop I've ever done because we're just so excited that you all are here for this first one. So it's kind of a big one. And Wonder Woman said she loved book Authority. So that's awesome. And if you're already a ConvertKit customer, we're not leaving you out. That free month is just for those who it's their first time, but all these other bonuses, my current customers, you are going to get them. I will be emailing them to you right after this workshop. If you don't have them by tomorrow morning, email help@convertkit.com, tell them you were on this workshop live, and they know what you're supposed to get, and they will take care of you. So the next thing you'll get is Thinkific's Course Creation Starter Kit, which is really incredible if you're thinking that your product might have some kind of course element to it. They're going to walk you through all of that. You will also get Jeff Goins' Writer's Roadmap. He is one of our great partners, and he's one of my favorite people follow on Twitter personally. And this is a great book about how to make a living as a writer, but also includes some really amazing stuff about improving your blog posts, which blog posts, as we'll talk about later, might be a really great way to promote your product. And then Maya has also gifted you all with this blog strategy starter pack. So if you're looking to grow your list and also increase your website traffic, which those are two things that will definitely help once it comes to the marketing part of your product, which we'll talk about much later in the course, that is something that you will get. And definitely let us know if you sign up for your free month. I see some of you are already doing that. So let us know, share with us your website as well if you sign up for the free month, so I can give you a shout out, and Vanessa will try to send me those people too. And so many of you are already on ConvertKit, which is so cool. And then this other bonus, I told you all the bonuses, ToriMadisonWellness.com, go you. You're getting balloon emojis from Vanessa. I love that. I skipped that. So Samcar has also gifted us with their $29 special issue all about upsells. So your first product can really be the beginning of something very, very special. And they give you a ton of great techniques on how upselling can up-level your business as you move forward. So again, all these bonuses, don't feel like, oh, you got to read all these tomorrow. We want to set you up for a long-term success in your business and in your course creation. So that's what we really want these to do. And we're definitely thankful to Samcar and Thinkific and Maya and Jeff for being so awesome and giving us some more stuff that we could give to you to help you in this whole journey. And then this one, this is a special one because this is just for those of you who are here live or who have already set up your account up to this point. So this is a disappearing fast action bonus. So this is the only time you'll be able to get this during PCM. This will disappear as soon as this workshop ends. So if you would like to get this Product to Profit Masterclass, you'll definitely want to set up your account before we head off. And by the way, we will have a replay, those of you who came to the end. So I will post that in the Facebook group so you can rewatch this for sure. So, but this is only for those of you who are here right now or have already set up your account. So this is the Product to Profit Masterclass. This is like the best one for what we're doing here. I'd say product creation masterclass, what we're going through right now, right? It's like that bachelor's degree of product creation. And I would say this is like the graduate level course. So once you finish your product creation masterclass, this could be that next thing you do for those of you who are serious about this. So this is taught by Nathan Barry, the woodworker, our CEO, and also two other great people. And together they have made over $2 million with their online products. And so they break down in these modules all of the techniques they did to make that happen. And all of you who are current customers who are still confused, don't worry, you're gonna get these in your email. I have a way, I know all of you who are here and I know which ones of you are customers, and I have actually a ConvertKit automation that's very cool. And I drop you all into it after this workshop, and an automatic email will go out with all of those bonuses. So again, check your email in the next hour. If you don't see those bonuses, sometimes it might take a little bit. If you don't see them, by tomorrow morning, email help@convertkit.com. Tell them about this. They know who you are. They know what you're supposed to get. So don't worry, you will not be left behind. So my favorite thing about this class, I would say, is module 1, growing your audience. That's definitely the next thing you'll begin to start thinking about once your product is ready. You're going to be thinking, how do I tell more people about it? Module 1 is such a great place to start. And then I'm pretty obsessed with module 5. Might be one you want to even skip to, the pricing and positioning. This is just absolutely brilliant stuff in there. So this is a $200 masterclass. I'm calling it the graduate level version of what we're all doing. And it would be a great thing for you to start after this product creation masterclass ends, or if you want to just jump ahead and start to go into it too, you totally could. So again, this is the last chance to get that. So definitely check that out, get your free month, and get all the things. And I want to walk you through what will actually happen too. So when you go to this website, it'll take you to create a ConvertKit account. You'll put in your email, password, whatever email you usually use to set up accounts. It doesn't have to be the email you plan on sending emails from. You can fix that and then figure that out later. It will ask you to put your card on file after you put in your email and password, so you can set up an account, have access to absolutely everything.
import your subscribers, start sending those broadcast emails. But I want to assure you that when you put your card in here and you hit create your account, nothing is being billed on that card. You are getting these first 30 days free. And I encourage you, feel free to set a trial reminder in your calendar. So 29 days from now, remind yourself, my free 30 days of ConvertKit ends, and look at the progress you've made, look at your plans. Do you want to keep going with this and take a couple more months and keep implementing these things? So that can be your special check-in time. And I also want you to know that if your life gets crazy and 35 days go by and you forgot about this and you see, oh my gosh, you got charged $29, email help@convertkit.com. Tell them you were part of this 2018 product creation masterclass, that you were on a workshop with Isa and that it got charged and you just meant to cancel, and tell them, and they will take care of you. They will get you a refund. So we don't want anyone like accidentally getting charged or forgetting about this. We want ConvertKit to be something that you stick around with because it's something that you're going to use to help sell your product and make you more money. We definitely want it to be something that pays for itself for you as time goes on. And with that, a big piece of that, making that happen, is also setting aside some real time to set up your account and start to do some of this product research. And how I think of it, anytime I add any new software or any new investment to my business, is I think about it as like hiring an assistant, right? When you hire an assistant, it's this person who's going to give you more time and make you money, especially like a sales assistant, right? But you have to first put out a job description, do the interviews, look at the resumes, and then train that person, do all the things you want them to do. But once you're done, you're done. And you have an assistant, and you have someone making you money. So you can, that's how I like to think of that kind of software setup. So set aside that time, but know that once you set aside that time, you're done. And these things start to run automatically for you. And I'm going to show you some of those automatic things you can create throughout the next couple of weeks. And then a little bonus I like to close with. I know you heard someone here was watching this workshop in a very special t-shirt. While you're in ConvertKit for your free 30 days, you also will have access to our Getting Started checklist. So if you set up your whole account and it's with just the very simple things, and we'll show you how to do that, there's little implementation videos, you will be able to click this button and get a free t-shirt. We will mail you a free t-shirt. You can pick out your saying, you can pick out your color and your size. And I do like to brag, these are soft t-shirts, and maybe some of you can vouch for me who are wearing them. Yay, Erica just signed up. Angela loves the Getting Started checklist. She said it was brilliant. Oh, Kate's t-shirt arrived on her birthday. I wish we had planned that. That would be awesome. That's super cool. So these are pretty soft, which I love. You know, a lot of free t-shirts sometimes are like, ugh, that gritty material. So yay, welcome Nate, by the way. Keep it going, Johnny. Johnny said his progress is still, he's almost there, 89%. You can do it. So, oh, yay, Ben. Ben's coming to the party. I love it. Yes. I love Ben and Vanessa. Please tell Ben, by the way, you all, I have to tell you, this is Ben's first workshop doing this. And please tell him how much you've appreciated him. I know I have. So thank you, Ben, for that. So these are all the things, again, all the things. This is your last chance. We're going to close out in a little bit. I will definitely answer any leftover questions we have before I log out, but we're definitely about coming to the close to the content piece. So if you want that $200 masterclass, definitely get that now, because once we close out of here, that does disappear. So I wanted to give you that one last chance for that. And then remind you that next week, we're going to be talking about how to set up a lead magnet that will grow your email list with the people who will want to buy more of your product. So today we talked a little bit about creating that wait list and getting that feedback from the people you know who are already in your group or in your audience. Next week, we're going to talk about how do you find those other people who you know are really interested in what you're doing. And this is something Laura also has some amazing tips on that I'm going to share with you, because as you know, it's not like she had a ton of people she already knew who were people who wanted to go to Rome and were into food and wanted to travel by themselves. So, and spoiler alert, by the way, Laura sold about $500 worth of her product in her first couple months. So she definitely had great success there, and we want to share with you some of how you can do that. She also had a waiting list by the time her product launched. So we're going to talk about that next week. And I have 2 action challenges for you all. As I mentioned, you know, don't feel like you have to have all of this figured out perfectly in 30 days. So as week by week, do not beat yourself up. I want none of that. Do what you can. The most important thing is learning this. It's just letting it soak in, becoming more of an expert in this area. It will come out as you take steps when they work in your life. Some of you may be able to dedicate a lot of time to this and get a lot of things done, and that's fantastic. But some of you I know might have a lot else going on in your life. Do not let that discourage you. So I'm always going to give you at the end of each workshop just a couple little actions that you can take that week so that you can feel really good that you're making progress. And these are things that won't take a lot of time. So I've got 2 for you. Number 1, and some of you already did this, so you're done, is gather frustrations from at least 10 people that you know. And then number 2 is ask or answer one question in the PCM Facebook group. And Vanessa and Ben will post that link here. And it's not too late to sign up, Jan, if you're talking about the Product to Profit Masterclass or the Facebook group. So they'll post that for sure. And the reason I share this is one of the things Laura told me that she thought was one of the best parts of her product creation masterclass experience last year was that she was blown away because there was this group and she would ask questions about her product, and people like Nathan Barry, the CEO of our company, or Barrett, who, is our director of marketing, or Matt, who's works in our customer success team, who's amazing, would be one-on-one helping her with her product. He was the one who helped her come up with the idea to have a whole separate page for her product so that she could really SEO it up, all the keywords about Rome. And they have these strategy sessions in Facebook. So a little pro tip, people from our ConvertKit team who are for your questions and answering your questions. And I hope all of you will pay that forward to each other and give each other feedback. This is one of the best and most special parts. People pay lots of money to be in these kinds of mastermind groups. And this is just something we want to do because we're so committed to helping you earn a living online. And we love going in that group and helping you out. And Simona, you will also see in there, who is just an email marketing whiz, and she will be in there helping you with things as well. You'll see lots of people from our team. So if you're one of those, if you're really serious about this, especially, and I know you are because you came here live on a Friday, then I want to encourage you all to take full advantage of that Facebook group and get some free consulting, really, and strategy and feedback. This is something that will definitely help you with that. And Vanessa will drop that link again for the free 30 days. You get the bonuses. It is convertkit.com/PCM2018 for those of you still asking, but she will keep posting it. And don't worry if the Facebook group is still pending. We've got someone working on that. They'll be approving you. So it might not happen right away, but don't you worry. And Iowa asked about targeting. We're definitely going to be talking about that. So every week as you go through the content, know that the live workshop is going to be the time where we really help you with the strategies, just like we did today. And one last thing with the bonuses, they will be automatically emailed to you. So whether you set up your account right now or whether you're already a customer, by the end of today, or at the very least, when you wake up Saturday morning, all of those bonuses should be in your inbox. They may happen right away for some of you. I never quite know. So it just depends on what's going on and where we have our bonus delivery, but you will get them. And I promise you that if you don't have them by Saturday morning, or maybe you don't check again till Monday morning, email help@convertkit.com. Vanessa will post that. Just tell them you were on the PCM workshop with Isa. Tell them this Friday's date as well, that you were here live, so they know that you're supposed to get that product to Profit Masterclass too. So just give them all the details. But I always say wait a day, because those bonuses are coming. So you only need to worry if you don't see them tomorrow. And if you don't, you really don't have to worry, because our customer success team is amazing. They know about you, they know about this workshop, and they know what bonuses you're supposed to receive. So no one will get left behind. No one gets left behind when it comes to bonuses. And again, they'll be automatically emailed to you in a separate email. So they won't be like in your ConvertKit dashboard or in your ConvertKit email that's confirming your account. It'll be a separate one. But it'll say your webinar bonuses, and S. McDonald has them already. So yes, that is good. final thought before we close, and of course I'll answer some questions as well before I totally end, but for those of you who need to go, maybe you don't have a question pending and you've got some more to get on with, maybe some product creation or some other things to close out your week, I want to close here and then I'll answer any questions. So if you asked a question in the Q&A box, stick around, or if you want to hear the answers to those, stick around after this because I'm going to answer them before we go. But I want to leave all of you who do need to go and don't have any more questions with this final thought. Nathan actually tweeted this week. I was one of the first people to like it. I have to brag. I was just on at the time, but I was like, yes. And he didn't mean for this, I think, to be relevant to PCM, but when I saw it, I thought it totally is. And I just want to remind you of that because I know sometimes we do courses and we get so excited about doing them and then start to sometimes beat ourselves up when we feel like we don't have the perfect thing that's created and selling within week 3. And so I want to remind you all that if it's something that's really worthwhile and really valuable, and that's the kind of product we want to help you create, it might take longer than you think. And I just want to leave you with that so that you don't beat yourself up, or at any point you don't think, oh, I must not be cut out for this because it's taking me so long. Don't you let those thoughts come into your mind. Stick with it. Focus on learning all of this great information and do the action steps that you can when you can. For some of you, you might have the time and you might really have something by the end of those 30 days, and that would be so awesome. But if this is a process where you don't have a product ready to go until 6 months later, I hope you know that that's still actually really fast and really amazing. So go at your own pace. I recommend reading the content every week if you can, but in terms of implementation, go at your own pace and remember that this could be an opportunity to really create something truly worthwhile. I made my first product, my first book 5 years ago. And not only do I get checks in the mail every 6 months, which is pretty amazing, but the thing that really made a difference in my life is it actually allowed me to start my own business. And I still get replies and emails from people who've read that book and who it's helped them solve that problem that I really did that research from in my own life without even knowing it really for many, many years. And it really, really did change my life. I ended up also, my product and me got featured on national TV and write-ups. Like, you never know what could happen when you create something and put it out into the world. And we want to help you do it quickly, but we also really want to help you do it right. So I'm so thankful that you're with us, and I am so appreciative that you all are here and stayed to the end. Like, everyone stayed to the end, which is amazing. So if you have to go now, I want to thank you so much for being here. I'm going to close this out by answering any of these questions. So if you have a question, stick around. Let me know if you're still here and I'll answer it. But for everyone else, bye, thank you, and I will see you next Friday. Same time, same place, different Zoom link, and we'll post that in Facebook, and you'll get an email 30 minutes before. So thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your week. Get those action items done, and I'll see you in the Facebook group, and that's where I'll post the replay as well. Bye. And then I'm going to jump in now to some of these questions. So if you have a question, let me know if you're still here. Thank you all. All right, so Jay Cornelison, I'm going to start with you. Is the masterclass only for new members? I'm already signed up. So I'm thinking you mean the Product to Profit Masterclass? If so, and you're already a ConvertKit customer, if you signed up this past week, you should have already received it. If you are already a ConvertKit customer before you signed up for the Product Creation Masterclass, then you will get that bonus by the end of the day. And if for some reason you haven't signed up for the Product Creation Masterclass, the thing we've been talking about, and you found your way to this webinar, let us know. And we'll see what we can do, but I'm glad that you are here. So Karen, will out of stock t-shirts be restocked? So we will check for you, Karen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you, Karen, my email. So if you can just send that to me so I don't forget, and I will tell me what you're looking for, and I will get you an answer for sure. Thank you, Jay Cornelison. And then Tom, what was the survey link? Oh, the preferences survey link. I will get that for you. So it's app.convertkit, and I'm typing it now for you, .com/preferences confirmed. And again, if for some reason I just typed that wrong, or if you don't grab it and you forget, our live chat is amazing. People like Vanessa and Ben are there to help you with any of those questions. So please let us know. And let's see, Kristen, I thought I signed up for the class you're currently having the webinar about, but the first email I've gotten is today's. Okay, Kristen, so I would definitely email help@convertkit.com for that one. I'm gonna give you that email right now. Let them know can you get into the Product Creation Masterclass where you can see all the lessons. tell them what you're seeing, what you're not seeing, and we'll make sure we get you all set up and all logged in. And Rhonda, you signed up through Ashley, and tell Ashley we said hi. I love Ashley. The t-shirt is something you can get by completing that checklist in your dashboard. So it's not something that automatically gets emailed. You'll see it in your dashboard, that little 0%. And once you set up your account and check all those checks, you'll see a button to get your t-shirt. If you're having trouble finding it, just ask us and we can help you out. Nothing until today, Kristen. Okay, so definitely email help@convertkit.com and tell them exactly what's going on. Give them your email when you signed up, and they'll make sure to help you out for sure. All right, question back at 11:55. So Dave, if you're talking about a question that you asked in the chat, it's probably super scrolled up. So Dave, if you want to ask again in the Q&A box, that would be awesome. And then I'll make sure to see, I'll definitely see it and then I'll get it. Robert said, what happens if we order a t-shirt and find that it doesn't fit? Some t-shirts are different sizes, So if you get a t-shirt that doesn't fit, I actually don't know the answer to that question. Vanessa or Ben, if you know, definitely ask that, answer that for you. Or what I will also do is send you my email as well. So if you want to forward that one to me, I can find out and I'll get back to you on that one. And then someone asked, if we create a new web page for our new product, can we use ConvertKit account? Absolutely. I use one ConvertKit account for my own side stuff that I do for 2 different websites, and in many cases, totally different reasons. So you can do many things. That's where those tags can really be helpful too. And you can also send from different email addresses. So you can choose which email you want to send from in one account. So you can absolutely have different websites, different businesses even, all in one account. So very good question. P-Day, how long will the replay of this webinar be available? I can definitely say it will be available throughout the duration of this PCM workshop. Beyond that, I don't know for sure, but definitely you will be able to check out this replay throughout the next month as the product creation masterclass is live. So very good question. And then Lenka asked, you have to set up your account within a certain amount of time to qualify for the t-shirt. I don't think so. I can definitely say if you just signed up 10 days ago, you should definitely still have plenty of time to set up your account. I don't think we're expecting you to set it all up in, right away in just a couple days. That's not always possible for everyone. So you should still absolutely be fine. You do not have to have a website to use ConvertKit. It's definitely a great thing to begin to do. You definitely want to eventually have a website and maybe a custom domain to send your emails from. It makes it much more likely that your emails will get into people's inboxes. You want to be sending by something that's like lenka@lenkaisawesome.com, right? Or whatever your website is. Those are the kinds of emails you want to send emails from. So I highly recommend getting there, but you don't have to have one to start using ConvertKit, because that's what I talked about. There's lots of ways you can be getting feedback from people. So when it comes to that account approval process where they ask you to send us your website so we can make sure you're a real person and all of that, just tell the help@convertkit.com that you're doing the product creation masterclass, that you're on a live workshop with Lisa, that you don't have a website yet, but you want to get started with ConvertKit first. They should take care of you, and just mention my name. So thank you all so much for being here. I think that is all of the questions. I don't see any more coming through. So this is your last chance. If you have any burning questions, post them now before I head out. So we've got 2 more, Boss Maria, the link to the Product to Profit Masterclass. So that, Boss Maria, will be coming to you through a separate email when you sign up for your free 30 days of ConvertKit. If you're already a customer, you will be getting that within the next day.